Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and I am a crypto day trader whose overall goal here with my channel is to simply help other traders in the most simplistic ways as possible. So in today's educational video, I'm going to be talking about when you should be taking profits as a crypto trader. Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange here with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States like I am and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. All right, guys, so we are just going to go ahead and dive right into this video. So first and foremost, I do want to mention here real quick that this video is for traders, okay? Whether you are a swing trader, a day trader, or a scalper. This video is not for people who are just buying and holding various coins on a long-term basis. So I just want to make that clear before we go ahead and get started here. So overall, when it comes to taking profits on your trades, all right, when it comes to taking profits on these trades, one of the biggest issues that I see with people these days, actually pretty much all days, is that they are insanely greedy, and they tell themselves things like, I'll just wait a little bit longer to see if it goes up a little higher. And that's realistically not the kind of mindset that you want to have with trading, because you will simply end up losing money that way. Because a lot of the times when you sit there and wait for it to go even higher and higher, usually the next candle or a couple candles later, it ends up turning, moving to the downside, and you end up losing out on money. But you were greedy, so you were hoping that it would go up a little higher. You don't want to be doing that, okay? Here's the thing. Nobody ever catches the tops, all right? If you are trying to catch the tops, you're already doing it wrong, okay? The goal as a trader is not to catch tops or not to catch bottoms, all right? The goal as a trader is to simply make sure that your wins are always larger than your losses, all right? So instead, what you should be doing here is you want to have a plan before you even enter the trade, and then following through with it every single time, all right? You want that consistency. So what do I mean when I say have a plan? Well, in my personal experience, there's 3 different catalysts that will help you to be able to determine when to take profits, and I'll briefly talk about them as well, all right? So the first option of knowing when to take profits is to have a pre-planned profit percentage target before you even enter the trade, all right? For example, all right, when I am scalping or day trading the market, I almost always take profit on those trades if I'm up in profit by 10% or more on any given day or with any given trade. But 10% is my personal number that works best for my style of scalping and or day trading. And yes, sometimes the trade does end up going even higher, and I would make even more if I had, stayed in the trade longer. But I'm not the type of trader who takes on unnecessary risk like that. Therefore, making that 10% and securing that 10% and securing those profits is good enough for me, all right? With this method, some people have a daily profit percentage goal. Some people have a weekly profit percentage goal. Others have a monthly profit percentage goal. It's all about what number works best for you as an individual and your overall trading style, okay? Nobody is going to be the same here, okay? So you might be hearing me talk about my example of 10% per day. That's what works best for me in my trading style. It might not work for you, it might not work for somebody else, but it's what works best for me. So the goal here is you want to figure out what is going to work best for you. Now, this style, I do want to mention this style of taking profits, as far as taking profits based on a certain profit percentage, this type of style of taking profit is going to be best for people who are either day trading or scalping the market. So I'm talking about the people who are trading on the 1-minute charts, the 3-minute charts, the 5-minute charts, the 15-minute charts, the 1-hour charts, and possibly even the 4-hour charts, but 4-hour charts are kind of making it a little bit longer there. So probably not the 4-hour charts, but realistically up to roughly around the 1-hour charts, all right? Now, the second option of knowing when to take profits is going to be all based on support and resistance levels on whichever chart that you are trading on. For example, if you're entering a long position at a key support level on the 4-hour chart, and you also have key resistance levels mapped out, the best time to take profits on that trade is when price goes up to that resistance level. All right, and I'll show you an example of this in a little bit here as well. And I also want to note here that this method is best for swing traders, since support and resistance levels are usually more respected with the larger time frames like the 4-hour, the daily, and the weekly charts than they are with the smaller time frames like the hourly, the 15-minute and the 5-minute charts, stuff like that. However, I'm not saying that you can't use this method with scalping, because it does work. It's just a little bit harder to gauge where the key levels are at on the smaller time frames. All right, so let me just go ahead and show you an example of what I'm talking about here on the daily chart. All right, so as you can clearly see right here, Solana ended up coming down to this level down here around $125, $126 pretty much. All right, and this was a key support level. All right, this was a very, very key support level. Okay, so if you would have entered along down here, based on the daily chart, you would want to be focusing on one of these next layers, levels here of resistance going up here. All right, so a good time to sell would either be, obviously this first layer of resistance here, the second layer here, the third layer here, or even the golden ratio up here of $230. All right, so that is what I'm overall talking about as far as if you are if you are trading with support and resistance levels, you want to base your take profit levels based off of the various resistance levels that you have marked out on your chart overall. Okay. Now, the last option of knowing when to take profits on your trades is to gauge the overall market sentiment. And this method seems to work best for swing traders or even long-term position traders as well. And this option is also best suited for those of you who pay attention to the news and events as well. For example, if you are entering a long position at a key support level on the daily or even the weekly charts, you'll want to get out of that trade when you start to see overall sentiment in the market starting to decrease and going to the downside. All right. Overall, though, there's realistically probably a few other ways of knowing when to take profits with your trades, but these are the best 3 methods that have helped me personally throughout the years. And if they've worked for me, they'll probably work for you as well. I'm just going to go ahead and show you an example of what I was talking about with the profit percentages. The very first option of taking profits on the if you're a scalper on the 5-minute chart. I don't think I went ahead and showed that. So we'll go ahead and go to the 5-minute chart and pretend that we're scalping the market here. Okay, so realistically here, what you would end up doing is, for instance, I would have entered this long right on this retest of this moving average right here, and I definitely would have entered it if it broke above this key top level right in here as well. So I probably would have gotten in somewhere around the top of this candle, or around this candle right here, realistically. And let's see here. I would have wrote it up to about 1%. 1%, which would equal, I usually use about 10x leverage, so 1% usually equals right around 10%, obviously. So if I am currently in a scalp trade and I see my profits go up to 10% or more, for instance, which would have been right around here, which would have been, let's see here, 3 bars after I bought in. So that's about a good solid 15 minutes after I initially got in. If I saw that I was making good profit right then and there, that soon, I would have gotten out right then and there. Even though it continued to move even higher, I am perfectly fine and happy with that 10% profit right there. Actually, it would have been right around probably like 13% profit right there. I'm perfectly fine with that, and I'm perfectly happy with that. But there's a lot of people out there who aren't happy with that, and they're a little bit greedy, and they want to get more profits as well. And technically, you could have wrote it all the way to the top here, and instead of making 13%, you would have made like 24% or something like that before it ended up going to the downside. All right. But overall here, that is overall what I am talking about when I'm talking about, taking profit above a certain profit percentage threshold that works best for you and your trading style overall. The reason why mine is personally 10% when I'm scalping the crypto market is realistically because 10% is a good solid number that works with my personal strategy and my overall profit strategy for my trading style. So that's kind of the reason why I like to stick with that overall number. I could end up going higher. It used to be about 15 to 20%, but I ran into a lot of times where a lot of times I would end up trading and trying to go up to that 15 to 20%, but it never ended up hitting those levels. So I kept losing all kinds of trades and kept losing all kinds of money. Once I brought it down to 10% though, I'm winning just about every single scalp that I take if I'm getting in at the correct time. So overall, guys, it's all about what works best for you. But these three methods of taking profit based on a profit percentage goal, or based on key support and resistance levels, or based on overall market sentiment, these will greatly help you to be able to determine when it's best for you personally to be able to take profit. All right. Now, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if any of you guys are looking for a safe space to ask questions or talk about trading, or just be part of a community, feel free to go ahead and reach out to me on X, which you can find it right here. My X profile is Garrett_N_stuff. Go ahead and reach out to me on X, and I will send you an invite to my free community Discord server. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and got some decent value out of it, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts of what you liked about this video and all that good stuff. And for those of you guys who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole thing, I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.